Okay, welcome back, guys, to part two of this diorama build of this river scene that I got set up. If you missed part one, I kind of explained the scope of it, but I will show you kind of the idea or the inspiration again here of what this is. I'll show you a little picture here. All right, that's an old car body that's in the river, and that's kind of the inspiration for what I got going on here. Now, if you missed part one, we got our base set up and put our plaster down, and we had to wait for it to fully cure, which took a long time, a little over 24 hours. So that's why we're back again at it right now. See, we got some people in the chat. Let's get that out of the way. If you want to support me via Super Chat, the little dollar sign down there in the chat box, you can donate as little as $1. Helps me fund this, buy better cameras, microphones, and things like that, and keep this going. You know, pays for an internet connection and stuff. But you know what? You never have to do that. I'm going to keep doing this as much as I can with the limited funds I do have to keep this going. Just you watching, sharing, watching my videos, it helps out a ton, but it's much appreciated if you want to donate Super Chat. It also highlights your comment, and I'll give you a specific shout out in the chat. Now that I got that out of the way, let's switch views here. All right, so we're a little closer in here so we can see what's going on. And see, we got a few people in the chat, so say hello if you want to in the chat. I'll acknowledge it. We got Jason in there. We got another guy, and we're watching here. Jason was watching the part one, so he kind of knows what's going on here. And I appreciate you coming back for this one. Okay, well, since our plaster and everything is all nice and hard, and I went ahead and sort of cleaned up the edges, you know, squared them up and whatnot. I'm going to probably build a nice you know, put some wood or something to frame this really nice, or something like that. But as you can see, for those that didn't see part one, everything we have this built up, and we kind of have a bank here, and we have our little car here that's going to be you know, submerged. This is eventually going to be half submerged in water here. This is going to be like a river that's flowing through here. We're going to have some trees built up and stuff. But we got a long way to go until we get there. But this is our little bank. We got I set in the car. Okay, so we have where the mud is piled up along here. And then I left some undercuts under the bank. So the resin that I eventually use will flow up under there, make it look as realistic as possible. Again, reason why it's so small is because I wanted kind of I wanted a small scene, something I could set on my desk, and you know, it wouldn't take up a lot of real estate. I've done a little bit larger. I don't know if I want to call it dioramas. Actually, if you want to see something I finished, I have a video up. You can watch that, or I can get it down and show it on stream here a little later. Tell me in the chat if you want me to show you that, and you can kind of see where we're going with some of this. But anyway, little die-cast car, just show you again. Doors busted. It was busted. I got it in a garage sale, a bunch of old Hot Wheels and stuff. This is actually an Ertl car, and we're going to weather this up and stuff. Probably won't do that on this stream, but maybe we'll get the Dremel out and add some more dents and things to make it look. If you want to ask some questions in the super chat or the chat and donate via super chat, feel free to get in there. But I got the chat up so I can see what you're commenting on, get the dialogue going if you'd want while I'm working here, because I don't want to do all the talking. And welcome, Rocky. Thanks for joining in. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully, how'd you find this stream? That's something I like to always ask folks, because I'm interested in how you kind of find this, because I know I'm not a big YouTuber at all, even though I've been on the platform since a few months after YouTube actually started or was open. And let's see, sorry. And and like I said, this I'm not a professional at any of this, so I was always interested on how people found it here. So I'm gonna get going here with some kind of a real earthy brown. I got a couple of browns here. I'll show you here. I got a darker one that will kind of sneak in here too and blend in. We'll do that underneath that little lip there because we want to create a, uh, a fake shadow under there. But let's get this. And honestly, this is going to get covered up with a dirt texture that I'm going to apply here. Um, and this is just a regular old cheap craft acrylic paint, nothing super special here. Just getting I just want all this covered because I don't want any of the white to show through, just in case the dirt texture, I don't get it all the way on there. It'll also kind of help seal up for the resin, but that's not I have this plaster on fairly thick, so that's not going to be an issue. Um, Okay, Shingandu as a user has a comment here. I'm totally into models, so anyone new to me, I always check them out. Looking good so far. Well, I'm not a pro. This I've taken a lot of inspiration, or this is inspired actually by Luke Towan. So, and if you're into models, you've probably watched that channel and such. I do have some other model building stuff, and I've done some of that on stream, or I've made videos of it, and we can talk about that. What type of modeling are you into? I do enjoy hearing about kind of your modeling interests. I mean, I know some people are into the military stuff, tanks and all that jazz. That's not me, but I can appreciate the effort that those guys do. Okay, I'm just do this. We're gonna shadow that in, and actually I'm gonna make this part darker because I want it to appear deeper over here. Although even though the river that the kind of the river and idea I'm modeling isn't all that deep in real life. I need to get some more paint here. So you're into military, okay? Military models. If you're in the military, thank you, the U.S. military. I realize I'm going worldwide here, but U.S. military, thank you for your service if you are. And those watching, even archived, thank you. Freedom isn't free, so we sure appreciate it. Those of enough that are not brave enough to serve. But anyway, military model motorcycles. Well, you might want to check out my channel, my website specifically. I restore motorcycles too. Sometimes I do them in videos. And actually, I have a couple of episodic series that I produced actually well, now it's kind of been a long time ago. I produced them for a now defunct website. Back in about 2010, I originally produced them, but they're up on YouTube, and pictures, how to, all that is all on my website. So if you um, are into that, definitely definitely go check that out if you're into and this is real motorcycles, not model motorcycles, but that's one thing actually, since we're talking about modeling, and that's what I'm doing here, is the manufacturers. I mean, I know Tamiya and a few others do make motorcycle models, but there just isn't the breadth of models, types of motorcycles, should I say? Because I'm into vintage bikes and stuff, and there isn't too many, out there. Kind of looks like a chocolate cake, doesn't it? And actually, the color accuracy on my camera here isn't picking it up. It is more of an earthy color. It looks a little, maybe a little red to you guys. I got two different webcams going on here, and then I got a daylight kind of 100-watt bulb over here because I want enough light so you guys can really see, but it's not accurate. I can tell just in my preview it's not picking up the colors accurately. That's why at the end I'll have some good pictures taken with my really good camera, and that'll be in the on my website when this is fully finished. So and then I'll make a specific video shot with my really good camera. It'll be more color accurate and all that jazz. So all right, I want to, like I said, I don't want to cover up. I want to keep that dark in there. And actually, I do have even some grays and such that I'm going to put in, that I could put in there to really, really bring it out. But let's just do that, and I'm going to blend this in, and then again, it's actually, I want to keep that a little more. And that's kind of what I like about, when I do modeling, I like to weather my models because you can kind of hide the crime, so to speak. I can't do, like showroom perfect models very good, or they kind of scare me. I'm going to get a little bit more of this. It's more of a chocolate brown I'm using here to get the darkness, and then I might actually, I even have some black and like some grays. I might even do because this is going to be really a murky water. This isn't going to be clear because this is a river, kind of in the Midwest or something, so it's awful dirty, so, and actually we're probably not going to see much under there, so, but I want that to really be hidden so you can't really see the bottom there. Let's kind of blend that through. Do kind of like that, but most of this is going to be covered up with dirt texture, so it doesn't really have to be too fancy here. Anyway, I'm not keeping up with the chat here. We got a bunch of people going, which I'm glad. Thank you guys for joining in. For those of you new joining in, support via Super Chat. Donate as little as $1. It helps me go. It helps me keep going, making videos and all stuff. So we have to see. You do a few real motorcycles. Great. That's nice. Okay, you do things in N gauge. I didn't think it'd be that extensive. Oh, you started getting model making 4 years ago. Okay. Building the model train set kind of help with the wiring. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and this is, because we got a little die-cast car here, kind of HO scale-ish here is what we're going for, sort of. It's not going to be to any specific scale, but that's kind of the way we're going. Okay, if this is, it's almost dry. Well, that's good because we're gonna get going here with the Mod Podge here, and actually, I'm gonna put a little color variation right there, just in case. But that's all gonna get covered. Like I said, this is pretty much gonna get covered with dirt almost the whole way. But I want it, all right. Okay, I'm really kind of liking that, even though, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's my brush. Okay, you don't have a channel, that's okay. But like I said, you can support me via Super Chat if you like what I'm doing here. Let me hold this up to, let me go to the wide shot here, and we'll hold this up so you guys can see before I get going here. All right, kind of looks like a chocolate cake, or doesn't look like much now, but hopefully if I do this right, it'll turn into something. So you know, making this up as I go along, guys. I'm not a professional at all. This is really, I wouldn't say this is my first time trying something like that, doing like a diorama, but something this kind of extensive. Um, uh, any place to see my work? Oh, yes, my YouTube channel, but also my website, thejunkmanadv.com. And the ADV stands for adventures, but it's thejunkmanadv.com. There's links in the description. At the end of the stream, I'll have a card and all that stuff, but links are in the description. I got all types of stuff there because I got cars, I got motorcycles, I got all kinds of stuff. Actually, I need to let this paint dry just a touch. It's almost dry before I can get the Mod Podge out and start putting the dirt texture on. So, and I have it displayed up above this bench. I have a couple of workspaces. This one just has my computer for streaming here. So I have a full other kind of modeling shop. Okay, now you can see a better video and all how I built this on my channel. But this is a recently completed build here, and I'll do the wide shot. So but this is replicating a real vehicle in real life that actually a friend of mine owned. But had a lot of fun with this in high school and such. The vehicle's since long gone, went to the crusher. I mean, it deserved it after the life it had. But yeah, anyway, little like I said, diorama I made, kind of tribute to a friend of mine. Again, okay, good. I'm glad some of you have seen it because I'm very proud of this one, and you know, I'm very proud of that one. I also have some semi-truck models that I did the similar thing, not as heavily weathered, but replicating the real thing here. Yeah, blend the colors, help with effect. Right, but we're going to put dirt texture over all this. So really, this is just covering up the white before I put, because I have sifted some dirt here, and we're going to go all in here, and I got some rocks to put in. And then I'm going to experiment with this. I don't have a static grass applicator and all that, but I bought these cheapo little sheets of grass, and I'm going to kind of cut them randomly, and then I'll have to weather them over. We're gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can make this work. If not, I'm gonna have to spend the money on a Sagrass applicator. Thing is, why I don't have one is because I don't do this enough that I don't know. They're not cheap. I mean, if you did this a lot, it would pay for itself essentially, or I'd get enough use out of it. So we're gonna try this stuff, but that's gonna be much later, and I'm gonna have to experiment with that. Okay, but we're kind of ready to get going on here, and of course everybody's favorite Mod Podge. I'm gonna start, and I've just got cheap old brushes, and I'm gonna have to tilt this away from you guys just a touch here. But I'm gonna start with the bank and stuff, get the Mod Podge on there, and then put the dirt in there, because I'm gonna put some rocks and stuff. And I think I might dirt texture the whole bottom of the river, because then when the resin goes over it, it'll look even more realistic. But I wanted a dark texture under that. Probably should. But I want to make sure I get plenty of dirt along here, because this is where it'll be much shallower, and we're gonna see what. And I got plenty on here. I'll paint it around. Actually, kind of a crappy brush. Actually, about those are the dollar store, so we'll just use the one we painted with, so no matter, because this one's gonna get thrown away. And I'll put that there, put it wherever. Let's see what I can do here. And I'll put the dirt clear back to here, even though a lot of that part is going to be covered with grass, and I can always add more dirt texture later. Add that in there. There we go. Let's see. And like I said, you can tell me in the chat, you can tell me everything I'm doing wrong, you know. um, um, yeah, you know what? Well, I'll put glue clear out here because it won't hurt nothing if I don't decide to put dirt over here. I don't think I'm gonna, but I might as well put the glue all out so I have it there when I want to. The main thing is getting along this bank because that's gonna hopefully sell the realism here. Either it's gonna look really realistic or it's gonna look like a mess. And let's glue off here, and honestly I should have this on paper, but I don't have any right now, so just gonna YOLO it here, I guess. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna shove a little bit of this up into that area, but I don't want to just fill it in. So, and of course I'm gonna seal it all down eventually. I'm thinking about it. I need to. There we go. Some finer dirt there. Don't really need a lot under where the car's going because you're just not even gonna see it. I want to have a little bunch up here, and let's because I got a lot of little twigs and stuff we're gonna embed in here, which I don't know if we'll get to that right away, but let's see here. And let's a little extra glue. I didn't get enough. Put it on the side there. Even though, like I said, I'm gonna probably frame this sort of with something. Make sure I cover those sides there. Same with this here. All right. If you're just joining in, we're building or trying to build a realistic river diorama. I said either I'm going to succeed or I'm just making a mess. One of the two here. But get this kind of just brushed out, make sure. All right. Of course, I'm going to spray, glue and stuff on top of this. really kind of, I am liking how that's turning out. Hopefully that looks okay to you guys out there. Let me know in the chat. Did I make a good choice? And actually, out in the chat here, before this dries, should I put dirt clear out to here? Granted, there's going to be resin all across here, but should I put the dirt out there? I'm kind of thinking I should, because this is going to be a pour of definitely a ½ inch or less. So maybe I might see through it, and maybe I should put fine dirt down there. Let me know in the chat real quick. If it's archived, well, too late. Give you a couple seconds here. I know we got a chat delay, so all right. Nobody's gonna mention. I'm gonna put the dirt in. It feels like it needs it. So I'm just gonna use the fine dirt texture I have here. Okay, thank you. Well, thank you guys. Okay. All right. Spread it out. All right, now. Okay, I am in general liking that. Now this is where I should have used a piece of paper, but let's shake some of it off here. And you know what? Looks like I'm going to have to add a little bit more, but I do like where we're going with this. So. Oh, and I even got a few like grass pieces in there. Oh man, that looks better than I thought it would. I do need to add just a little bit more because I see I've not covered up all my paint. So let's see if we can do this. And I got some rocks we're gonna place in here, but two. So all right. Yeah. All right. And I already have kind of the twigs and stuff that are going to be simulated logs at this scale. Kind of picked out and kind of did a rough layout. That's in part 1. So if you guys didn't see that, that'll kind of give you a little more scope of what I'm doing, what I'm trying to achieve here too. Okay, well, I'll be darned. I think I like that. I'll just all right. So again, if I did this all the time, I'd have probably a better setup for this. All right, that looks pretty good. Let me just let's just do a little bit of cleanup, and then we're gonna add. Yeah, I got add. Yeah, thanks. I do think it was a good choice as well. All right. Okay. Back in view here. All right. Let's see. I'll go to the wide shot here. All right, guys. I think that looks pretty good. Looks like the river's undercutting that bank just a little bit, and I'm kind of liking that. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if you think I did a good job with that. Now, I guess here we go. We can cheat and see how. Now, granted, I'm going to really rust up this car, but that's going to come later. But there we go, guys. I know the lighting, I can't, but you know, just kind of, it's kind of we're getting there. I do like that. That looks pretty good. I'll probably once I set it in, add some more, add some leaves or like debris up around the front, kind of cover the bumper up a little bit, type of thing. But I kind of think it's looking pretty good. Okay, next thing up, I guess. Oh, I have keep that out of that shot. I have sifted. I have some rocks and things. Actually, I better stick the car in there because that's going to tell me where I can and cannot put things. So, I mean, these rocks, kind of big, but let's see if we can find. Yeah, there's some smaller things there. Although, maybe I'll plant some rocks right along the edge there or something. Kind of wish I had something, now that I'm thinking about it, something to simulate old concrete, busted up concrete. I guess I don't really have anything. Oh, Mod Podge there. I'll stick that in there. Keep it off the edge. There we go. I actually have, oh, that's a piece of wood. Yeah, that kind of actually have that sort of, well, not exactly like that, but of course the water's going this way, so a lot of this debris will be on this side. But let's you know what, I'll just, I like that. Let's put a, because in this scene, it's kind of ambiguous what's directly down the river here. So put a little bit of glue there. Got plenty of glue actually. We could stick a rock in there. I'll stick some logs like that. I got some bigger kind of dirt stuff. Yeah, there. Yeah, something like that. Actually, let's do that over here. Kind of liking that idea. Thing, you're, for lack of a better, you're kind of telling a story with how you put things in. So while things are deliberate, you don't want them. You want them kind of random if we can. There we go. I can turn it closer to you guys. We're kind of put some of these bigger chunks of stuff here. Just simulate some more trash, and when that dries, I'll dust all that off. Not all that's gonna stay. And before I do the pour, I will probably put a few more things that kind of bump up against the car on this side to kind of keep it a little more cohesive that way. Actually, I like these bigger pieces I sifted, they kind of help me out here a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, that's pretty good there. Let's put some roots. Okay, I already grabbed, just some weed. I pulled up some weeds and let them dry out. So we got little, they're real stringy. I'm trying to decide. This could almost cut that off like that. Something like that. That could almost even look a little long, though. It's looks like an old tree that sort of fell down right there. Maybe that's not bad. The river washed it away a little bit. There we go. Maybe I'll put a little, let's put a little bit glue on the top here. I kind of want to get my fine dirt here. I want to sort of bury that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And then I got this little guy, the leftovers, which actually snap him in half. Let's see, we need. Yeah, let's just have a root like that, just kind of sticking out in the air there. That looks real good. We can use this other one. Yeah, I like that. Let's just. Okay, I have to move the car, but yeah, there's another one. Gotta have a little. He's got to have a little friend. Yes. Let's just get a little dirt. Okay. Yeah, I really like them roots. The root. The. Actually, I'm wondering. Just see how that would look. Since the water's going that way. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if that looks very good. Give me your opinion, guys. No, it sticks up too high. That's not very good. Cut that back. Let's just there we go. But I feel I want something right under there because of, let's see how that looks. I'll glue it down there. Now that looks a little better because the water's going like this. Okay. There. Just picture that under resin, so, yeah, let's do that. That definitely kind of needs. It definitely needs something like that. And the resin will flow right over that, and you'll see those roots just poking through. Plus, got a dead tree I kind of made, picked out. It's gonna sit here so we can pretend those roots are coming from there, from that. Make sure we get enough glue on that. A little dirt on that. Not that you're gonna see it under there, but still. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I like that. Water comes in. All right. Let me do the wide shot so you guys can see. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. I know I'm kind of trying to work and talk at the same time, and it's kind of hard. So there you go, kind of sort of the idea. And then picture this car. It's not going to be as green, and all the shiny parts are going to be really, really, really dark brown rust. I'm going to actually rust it in ferric chloride. I got some coming. I don't have it. Otherwise, we would mess with that. Then probably dink with some weathering powders here too. But let's see. Now, I guess I'm kind of letting some of that glue dry before I do. Now, this is what I don't know, because I'm going to kind of cut just a triangle, and granted, but I'm going to jag it and then add some dirt and stuff, but I want to have some grass. I want to have some color variation here, up into here. Ideally, and I didn't quite make this triangle thing big enough, I wanted to have a few corn stalks here, like there's a cornfield right along here. In real life, there would be, but I don't think I'm going to do that. But I do have a little bit of a surprise, or some surprises that I'm going to put in it. So, I'm going to probably have that grass kind of hang over a little. I'll blend it in with probably some like leaf type texture stuff, but something like that. I haven't totally not sold on these. Also, I do have something here, and actually that's what I'll play with here while I'm letting some glue dry, but before I can kind of move on, is I do have, when I did a wheel swap. Oh, I gotta change my camera angle there. When I did a wheel swap, so I got little hot, Matchbox wheels, and I thought, well, what if I age these and put an old, at least just one, put a tire that kind of, but I don't know, that might break some of the realism. So I kind of have those off to the side. I don't think I'm going to do that. Not 100% sure what I could do is, get some of these wood pieces here glued down right where the car's gonna go, because I know I want to have, well, there's gonna be some branches and stuff too, but so that one can stick there. And let's see. I feel like I need, of course, I'm gonna have, again, it's more like artistry. You gotta kind of think what looks good in real life. So I had a thought. For example, that branch is going, going in here, kind of thing. I guess I can turn it so you can sort of see it. Um, this branch, again, I won't put it in, but it was going to have something like this, so it's kind of it'll be sticking up out of the water, something like that. I'm gonna have like this tree be something like right there, a dead tree right by it. Some of these that's gonna sort of be shoved in there somehow. Maybe another one like sticking out there. That's actually a pine needle, but it kind of looks right. Something to that effect. I'll just have to see. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? What I guess what do you kind of think of how it's shaping up? I mean, I'm kind of liking it. And then just picture that with a resin, and then I'll have to make some waves and stuff. This isn't a fast-moving river, but there's going to be ripples and things I need to do. So, and I don't know. I haven't decided on the grass yet. If I'm going to use that, and maybe I'm going to break down and buy a static grass applicator because I want to use something a little better and a little maybe finer, be able to control where the grass goes a little bit. So I don't know. Yeah, this is a work in progress, and I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. So now, I don't think there's much I can do now because I gotta wait for my glue to dry. Then I gotta do seal this layer in before, and I gotta get the resin has to get here. It's like I said, it's on order. I don't have it, so so I'm kind of at a stopping point, I think. So when I get back to this, I don't exactly know. So you're just gonna have to stay tuned. But like I said, I don't want this one to draw out too long, or I know it won't draw out too long. I'll be getting back to it. So, all right, I think I'm going to call this a night, or call it a stream, and I got what I wanted to get done. I wanted to get painted, and I wanted to get the dirt textures and everything on. So, all right, appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and so you get the emails when I go live next. And because we're gonna keep moving on, hopefully next time we'll be able to weather the car, show you how I'm doing that, and then also maybe get into pouring the resin. I hope so. So I really appreciate you guys going. Like I said, support via super chat. One last time to donate $1 if you'd like. Check out the website. I know a few of you do other things other than modeling, but you can also see my modeling stuff it's on my blog page. I have vintage toy restorations. I do quite a bit of different things, and I usually document it and put it on my website. But like I said, it's also on my YouTube channel. I make YouTube videos about it. So check out my back catalog. Share it with your friends. Share it in Facebook groups or forums or any place you guys think they would like this kind of stuff. I'd like to have 20 people watching this stream if I could at a time or more. That'd be great. But anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And see you on next time.